Risk disclosure statement. This presentation is for information purposes only and does not constitute investment advice nor an offer, solicitation or recommendation to acquire or dispose of any investment or to engage in any other transaction. All descriptions, examples, and calculations contained in this publication are for illustrative purposes only. The risk of loss in trading foreign exchange, futures, cryptos, and equity markets can be substantial. You should therefore carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you in light of your financial condition. Past performance is not indicative of the future results. Level 4 Senior. Now this is the last lecture of section 18, trading double tops and bottoms. Here we'll discuss some real market examples as we have studied its theory in the last 3 lectures in detail. Quick review. In the last lecture we covered the step-by-step process for how we set up and trade a double bottom and double top formations. Before continuing, make sure you have attempted each step with some of examples you have found. If you have not done that yet, please go back and complete the assignment. In this lecture, we will go through an actual market example with the step-by-step process. The steps which we will be following and which we have already studied. Step 1. Identify a potential double top or bottom. Step 2. Verify that the right hand side swing is in the sweet spot. Step 3. Validate and determine the target for the potential double top or bottom. Step 4. Identify stop levels. Step 5. Determine reward to risk ratio and position sizing. Let's go by these steps one by one. As you can see, first of all, as per step 1, we have to identify. So this is a valid because as per the principle we have studied, you see, move started here. Actually, we'll take it from here. This is the first leg, and then it's market going up, and then it's going down. So this is a potential double bottom situation, right? Because all the other requirements are met. It's in the reversing. Double will retrace this move. So we identified in step 1 that this is a potential double bottom. Let's now move to the next example. Step 2. As we have already studied what's this sweet spot, potential double bottom in sweet spot. Here we can see price action is clearly in the sweet spot price, and you see it exceeds 75% Gann and Gann, but not the 25. So this is within that area of extension. So that was step 2, where we have to identify this sweet spot. Step 3. Targets. We have studied multiple, but mainly since we are going for Gann extension here, so we see once this potential double bottom will be formed, and once this is broken, which will trigger, the target is this one. and this is first level, and then the second one, but we found here congestions, so we are a little flexible, so we can make target anywhere in this area, and we found this the better one, which is also 100% Gann extension level within the move, which is forming the potential double bottom. We can be a little bit flexible to this as well, and on conservative side. So instead of making it here, we just made it here because 100% Gann extension is coming to this level. And at the same time, we have drawn these Gann levels as well, which we'll study in the next one. This was step 3. Then step 4, stops. This potential double bottom is on a longer time frame chart, so we must identify a significant level in order to be able to take the trade. We identified a significant level that happened to be on the 75% Gann retracement level, which is below the required 50% Gann level, as we have studied in previous lecture. So it makes perfect sense. It's also the 75% Gann level, and on weekly charts, higher time frame, this is also a significant level. So instead we place a stop here below this. This is a good level as well because it makes more strength, so we can make stop below this point. So we have identified the stop as per step number 4. Step 5. We are trading a 25,000 account with a 4% risk per trade, for example. So our value is $1,000. This trade is in the mini crude oil contract, which trades in 25 cent stake increments of $12.5. So a $1 range in the mini crude is $500 per contract being traded. So in this step, we'll go for risk calculations. The peak of potential double top is, in terms of dollar, is 92.25. So our earliest entry could be 92.275. Our stop is at the 90.875 level. The distance between our potential entry on the close and the stop is $1.4 or 56 ticks, which is $700 of risk per contract. Therefore, we could just trade one contract based upon our R. Or again, if someone is having further mini CFD contract, he can do accordingly. But if somebody is trading in the exchange, so then we'll have to skip this and we'll go for 1. Alright, our target is 93.875, which is $1.6 away from our projected entry. This gives us a projected 1.14 reward risk ratio, which is obviously greater than 1, so we are good to go with this trade after this mathematical risk management strategies and calculations. Let's figure out the maximum price that can trigger the trade without us having to enter on a pullback or rotation. Remember, our target is 93.875 and our stop is 90.875. They are $3 apart, so in order to have 1-to-1 ratio, price cannot close above 92.375 as per the calculation, which we should make separately. If price closes beyond 92.375, we must either pass the trade or enter on a pullback or rotation. Otherwise, our risk to reward ratio will not meet. Now, let's figure out where our position size could drop to 0. Why we are making all these calculations before? Because there could be multiple options and possibility. The market is moving and we have to take decision right when the trade is triggered. So we should have these handy. Our unit is $1,000. So if our risk is greater than 1,000, then position size will be 0. $1,000 is equal to 80 ticks. If you divide it by coin value, you will get this. And 80 ticks is a $2 move in the contract. If our stop is greater than 80 ticks away from our entry, the position size will be 0. So if the entry is beyond 92.875, we will have to enter on a pullback R rotation. Comparing RR to position size, the limit factor is RR, so we cannot enter this trade on a price greater than 92.375 unless we enter on a pullback R rotation after trade triggers. So waiting for the trade to trigger, which is done here as it cleared this top. The candle closes above 92.35, and here the risk reward ratio is of course greater than 1. This is the target, this is a stop, so it's good to go. And remember, as we discussed earlier, this is a conservative entry because we will have to wait for the close to enter. Otherwise, it will be an aggressive entry, and that could end up with some other shape, and then we may say that the bottom is not confirmed and it's not a double bottom, so we always prefer to enter on close, although it will be a conservative entry. So 50% right hand side extension is reached. Move stop below retracement 25% Gann level. So instead it was here, we now moved it here because it's sort of trailing this top, and it will give us better profit ratio. If we couldn't have entered on the bar close, there were multiple chances for entry on pullbacks and rotations to the prior peak. As you can see, if somebody was not entered here, it again come down in the next candle. If not, after a few candles it again went down, but till then the stop was here. We were well safe, so we can even have better price entry due to this rotation zone as well. Anyway, this is just in case somebody missed it here. So we move the stop from here after this, and the trade is going on, and here finally the target reached. Assignments. Go back over the double tops and bottoms that you formed and review the step-by-step process. Make sure, based on any clarifications that you learned in this lesson, that you set them up and perform each step correctly. Summary. In this lecture, we walked you through the step-by-step process with an actual market example. Remember to practice these steps and trades in a sim account before every trading any of these setups in your live account. Make sure you have good results in your sim account as well. Remember to bring any questions you may have to office hour for us, and we'll be more than happy to respond to that along with the other quizzes we are planning and some other stuff. All the best. See you in next section.